Hello everyone. Today I'm going to be teaching you how to install XAMPP so that we can create our projects in web development. So the first thing we're going to do is go to the Apache friends.org website, and this will have XAMPP for us. It's a very popular PHP development environment. All we want to do for now is download one of the options depending on your operating system. I'm going to download the one for Windows, and I'll give it a minute for it to install. Um, Notice that they have FAQs if you have any questions during the process, and if you get any error messages, you might be able to find the answers on these FAQs. So it's done downloading, so I'm just gonna click on it, bring up the installation screen. It's gonna ask, do you want to allow to make changes for me? Of course, I trust this website. And important, it's trying to tell me that some uh, some of the functionality might be restricted because I may be missing some permissions. That's okay. I'll say okay over here. Welcome. It's pretty straightforward over here. We're just gonna press next. We're gonna make sure to install all of this for now. That's okay. It's making sure to install the server and PHP that you can't change. And we're also installing other stuff that we don't really need, but we'll just leave it there. Basically, we're gonna be focusing on Apache and MySQL, and maybe we'll use PHP at some point. But for now, that's all we care about. Uh, just click next. You can choose where you want this to install. I'm just gonna leave it at the default place, which is at C in my C drive and the XAMPP folder. So I'll click next, and if I want to learn more about this, I can check. I don't want to. Setup is now ready, and we again wait a little bit until it finishes installing. This shouldn't take that long. So originally in class, I wanted to do Eclipse. The problem with Eclipse, as we saw, is that it had a lot of headache for setting it up. We'll see here with XAMPP, it's not that bad. Okay. So let's just wait a minute for it to install. It's creating different folders, it's creating different configuration files. Um, and today I just want to make sure that we can get our files into the server and get it up running for you to be able to complete the future assignments and ultimately the final project for this class. Um, Just give it another minute. And another minute. Um, we're gonna notice that once this installs, we're going to need to, when we're working on these projects, we're going to need to make sure that the files that we want to run on the server are in a specific folder. That folder is the only folder that the server actually can read. And that's to secure your system so that people can't access the files outside of that folder. Okay? So we're gonna have to pay close attention to this. In this case, I'm in a private network, so I'm just gonna allow access. You should allow access because it needs to access the internet in order to create this server. So And eventually you could possibly allow, you know, you could host your own server for people to access your website. So I'm just gonna leave it checked as do you want to start the control panel, and I'll click finish. You can choose your language. Obviously, I'm gonna choose English over here. And then here is the XAMPP control panel. You can get to these now by just typing it in your, control panel. You could even dragging, you can even create a, um, uh, I could go to the file location and I could copy the shortcut and paste it here so that we're gonna use it pretty often, so might as well have it as a shortcut over here. So notice installed a lot of things. We don't want to use the last three, but we do want to use Apache and MySQL. That's what we really need to have here. So in order to have your server running, you actually need to start it. Apache is what's responsible for your server. So all you're gonna need to do is click Start. That will start. And in this case, it's putting it in port uh, 80 and 443. So it's putting it in two ports. And then I'll also start the database. And it's again gonna ask you to allow it to run on your network. And in this case, it's putting on 3306. All right, so it places in which ports it can. Sometimes you might get a little error in there. Uh, if you do, then you might need to change the port number because there might be something else in your computer running there, like a Skype or something else. All right. So this installs, if as long as this is green, this means my server is running, and you can see right here, running the MySQL, running the Apache. So that's good for us. The next step it will be um, installing, configuring uh, to make sure that we can see error messages when we're developing this.